Hello, and welcome back to our playthrough of the Auroran storyline here in EV Nova. Let's get right back into the action. So we spent last episode finishing up the duel with the Moashi fleet, and then capturing ourselves a little fleet of our own. So we're going to go through actually upgrading them. This guy is fully upgraded. This guy can be upgraded. If you just click on the ship with your cursor, what I'm doing is clicking on the ship and pressing Y. Don't click on the planet. I don't know how to unselect the planet. Okay, so yeah, score was upgraded. As I was saying, click on the ship, press Y, and you can see if the ship can be upgraded up here. If they are maximum upgraded, like this one, the heavily modified Argosy, it says they cannot be upgraded, as you'd expect. If they can be, like this guy, just modified, not heavily modified, they'll give you the cost. You can press Upgrade Escort. And at the next shipyard, whatever planet you land on that actually happens to have a shipyard, they will be upgraded to the next level. So I think, yeah, I can upgrade him again. I don't know the various classes for Auroran ships, but certain other ships like the Pirate, what do you call it, Pirate Valkyrie, and the Pirate Starbridge have distinct upgrade paths that they go for the Valkyrie 1, 2, 3, 4, and for the Starbridge A, B, C, D. But these are a little bit more interesting because it's actually parallel upgrade paths. So you can see that this abomination is a Heron Va Frenchek, and that is fully upgraded. This one is a Decanic class, also fully upgraded. So it's a parallel path. They have different outfits. For the Argosy, they're just both fully modified. Go figure, the Argosy is bad. My long-standing hatred of the Argosy will persist forever. So, we are at a stage in the Auroran storyline which is personally significant to me, because I remember playing this as a kid and wondering if the game had somehow broken because I couldn't get the next cron, the next mission parts to fire. And for whatever reason, I've gone and looked at, the code, I've gone and looked at various walkthroughs. There's no hard-coded delay to get this to happen, but it always seems to take forever. And I don't know why. It just does. So we're just gonna do some side missions. We can go and get more. Oh hey, this is our side mission firing, so this isn't the main one. But this is also something I was waiting for. So as you're landing, you receive a message from one of the scientists that have been working on the Velos data, telling you that he has a surprise for you. You quickly go through your post-flight routine. Your curiosity somewhat piqued, and when you leave your ship, you are greeted by a vessel that makes all the surrounding vessels look pitiful. We're calling it the Thunderforge, says one of the scientists quietly. And we have been working around the clock to finish it. It has 2 radar missile launchers, we'll take those out, with 150 radar missiles, 2 storm chain guns, 4 fusion pulse turrets, and 4 150mm railguns. But what separates her from the rest are the 4 new weapons she has that are based on tech from the Velos data cubes you gave us. We call them triphammers, based on how they work and what they will do to your foes. This is the first we have ever built, he continues with quiet pride. It will be months before we will complete another, but we thought we should offer this one to you, Arbiter. We would be honored if you would have her. So this is the ultimate reward to that side mission string, is this completely unique ship. At least this is the only way to get it. And it's honestly amazing. It's considered by some to be the best ship in the game. I personally don't know if I'd go that far. It is definitely one of my favorite Auroran ships. So we are going to say with pleasure and get ourselves a new ship. You can see here on the right the kind of change from this was our Abomination. This is the Thunderforge. It is so cool. So the scientists take you on a tour of your new vessel, and you feel and you remain impressed from stem to stern. With the vessel at your disposal, your enemies will definitely fear your approach. After completing the tour, you remain sitting on the bridge for several minutes, silently immersing yourself in the spirit of the mighty vessel before preparing her for her maiden voyage. Very exciting. We are going to have to strip out all of the nonsense they put in it, though. Missiles, not on my watch. Never. We also have to go to Earth and get our Sigma upgrades for it. Those are non-negotiable. They make it handle much better. We don't want the Auroran sensor boost, because after all, as I've mentioned in previous videos, there are different varieties of them. The Auroran one is the worst. But we can keep the chain guns. Chain guns are good. Sell the Auroran jammer. We'll get a pirate one. Sell the storm chain guns. There is a case to be made for a ridiculous all chain gun build. Not what we're doing here, though. Can I shift sell to do... No, I just have to sell them manually. So the storm chain gun is interesting because it takes, I think, 25 tons. If you're willing to devote 25 tons to chain guns, I don't know what you're doing. They're not bad, but 25 tons is a lot. For 25 tons, you can get a, I think, 200mm fixed railgun. I mean, maybe that's 35. But it's just not what you want. It's just not what you want on like a heavy class ship, unless you're going to go close range. With the triphammers, you could make an argument that it's supposed to go close range, but honestly, it's just an excellent weapons platform for any kind of build you're going to do. One caveat, though. Never sell the triphammers. The triphammers, in addition to being essentially supercharged Thunderhead Lances, actually increase your turn rate. I don't know why they're tied to the triphammers, but they are. Never sell them, or this ship will turn excruciatingly slow. So we have to keep those. Alright, so we're going to finally sell all this chain gun ammo. There it goes. Get ourselves our gravimetric sensor, our IFF decoder, our auto recharger. On every ship, just good to have. I'm not going to bother with the solar panel or afterburner here because, oh, afterburner actually I probably should in case we run into something hairy on Earth. And let's go on the maiden voyage of the Thunderforge. It even has little spinning middle sections like the cruiser. And it doesn't handle terribly out of the box. I have given it an important polish, but the turn rate, as you can see, I always divide the ships into ones that turn smoothly and ones that they kind of turn like sort of choppy. You can see that they turn frame. This one kind of still turns a little bit choppy, so we're going to fix that. So we will have to bribe our way onto Earth. I'm a little bit premature jumping out here at Gateway. And we'll get some Sigma shipyards upgrades going. And those should help with turning, those should help with the shields, those should help with everything. Only caveat is we have to bribe our way onto Earth to get them. And also, now that I'm looking at it, we may not have the scratch. We may need more cash. So let's just go ahead and see what we can do. Ooh, that's a problem. We are strong enough we can no longer bribe our way onto Earth. We can only demand tribute. Alright, we have to think. What can we do to connive our way onto Earth? We could get a Sigma Shipyards mission, but that would require us to, I think, have access to a port where we can get one, and I don't think we can get one from the Wild Geese port. We may have to go without. We may have to go without our Sigma Shipyards upgrades. That'd be very sad. Unless I can think of something very clever. Let's try to go to T'Chel and see if we fare any better there. So we're worthy of note. I didn't think you could demand tribute when you're worthy of note. I thought you had to be deadly. At the very least, we can get vectored thrust, which should improve our handling a little bit. But not having those Sigma upgrades is really disappointing. Greetings. Hi. Yeah. Sure. Man, that's annoying. Oh well. It just means that maybe we'll have to top off this this playthrough with conquering Earth. I think that'd be fun. A little bit of a bonus episode, maybe. So we're gonna go up to Korea. Or Korea, depends how you want to pronounce it. I don't think it's actually supposed to be named after the country of Korea. And I think here we can also get the same sensor boost that we could at the pirate system, if they were to sell it. We may have to go to the other rebel system, but I have not given up hope just yet. Could have sworn they occasionally sold the pirate stuff. Guess I'm mistaken. Regardless, we're going to go head up to the other one and see if we can get that vectored thrust. The horizontal booster should make things a little bit faster. Oh, these are the triphammers, by the way. I'm going to show that off. Pretty cool, huh? Nothing really interesting going on here. We could blow up a pirate, but I don't see them real need to at the moment. This is the second of the Rebel systems. Amusingly enough, in the Rebel campaign, you only go here once, and it's at the very end. So you can go through potentially the entire campaign never knowing it's here, which I find hilarious. Alright, what can we get here? Nothing really. Huh. Get our own jammers. Woohoo. No thanks. Okay. If it's going to be like that, I guess it's going to be like that. We're going to have to go old-fashioned. Pure Auroran technology. And for that, do I even really need to say? We need more railguns. More railguns fixes any issue. And I think the best place to get that is probably going to be down on Heron. That being said, if we come across a pirate, we're going to melt them. Oh yeah, it's worth doing that side mission. It is just too much fun to have the Thunderforge. I really enjoy it. This is, as I said, probably one of my favorite ships in the game. Could have more railguns. We will run into the issue, though, that for the railguns, we might reach railgun capacity. You're only allowed to have so many of one type of weapon, either turrets or regular weapons, on a ship at a given time. And if we reach that limit, we can't have more railguns. And that's just beyond the pale. There is, humorously enough, a Sigma Shipyards upgrade which increases this number, but as previously mentioned, that is currently closed to us. Oh well. So, let's make it into a proper Auroran ship, shall we? Oh yeah, we're going to need one of these. Make it 2. Perfect. We have 4 fusion pulse cannon batteries, which are going to melt anything that comes close, and we don't even have to aim. Might as well get the sensor boost. It doesn't take up any space. I'm not happy about it, but here we are. Do I want a solar panel? I don't think we need one this late in the game. Just wait, we're going to be in hostile space or something, and I'm going to run out of power, and then you can say I told you so. Let's see, what else can we have? I think we should probably get some matrix steel. Oh, it's too big. Carbon fiber then. One of those. Alright. Dank je wel. We don't need no blasters. We don't need no education, or apparently grammar. We could get a bay. I don't want to spend 80 tons of space getting a bay for something I don't particularly like. I guess we will get that solar panel after all. Changed my mind. Come around. Okay, we are good to go. I could get the escape pod, but we're Auroran. We die with honor. Okay. Cool. So, as I was saying when we started this video, this is the annoying part where we have to get the next thing to fire, the next mission to fire. And I believe, for whatever reason, it is a 50% chance. But it really feels lower than that. It really feels like it's, I don't know, a 10% chance. It seems to never want to fire. So we're just gonna cruise around the galaxy, have a good time for a little while. Maybe do some fights. We'll see what's going on. And hopefully it'll fire sooner rather than later. Otherwise it'll just be me hanging out with you guys, doing some Sigma Shipyards deliveries. I'm sorry, UN shipping deliveries. So here's something people don't know. I believe, and you know, I could be horribly mistaken, United Shipping Deliveries increase your standing with everyone. They just make you a better liked person. So if you're in a position where you can't land on certain planets, do some UN shipping. It may only be for the Aurorans, if you're doing the Auroran ones, as we are now, having set up that Auroran branch earlier in the storyline. But I think it's probably for everyone. And if that's the case, this could be a way to get back into the Federation's good graces, enough at least to get a Sigma Shipyards delivery and land on Earth. But we'll find out. At the very least, it will tick the date forward, and some missions do have a delay on them. The one we're waiting for isn't one of them, but it sure feels like it does. But maybe that'll help, who knows? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I have played probably maybe 1,000+ hours of this game, and I still don't always know what I'm doing. It's a good game. That's what makes it good. It's not even particularly complex. It's just sometimes you don't have to think too hard about it. Except for the builds. There's some really cool ship builds you can do. There was this guy on the Ambrosia forums who would do these ridiculous ship builds. He did like a battle terrapin, which was a terrapin, the smallest large shipping ship in the game, or I should say smallest freighter ship in the game, really. And he made it into a pretty formidable weapons platform. So they do some cool stuff. I think you can still find his stuff archived. But the point is, you can just do a lot of cool stuff with this game. It's a lot of fun if you put your mind to it. Not to mention the mods. The plugins, as they're called, gets pretty interesting. Alright, is the Moashi going to bother us? No. Good for them, because we'll blow them up if they do. Vela. The Vela are interesting. It's a shame you don't ever interact with them in any storyline. They're just here. Oh well. Missed opportunity, huh? I certainly think so. I believe that was one of the complaints, that there was someone doing a total conversion mod. Was it a total conversion mod? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just a regular plugin where it's called You're Not Special. You can read about it on the EV Nova subreddit. He used to do bi-weekly updates. I don't know what's happening with that right now. I think he maybe got busy at work, or, you know, this is being recorded during the global pandemic, so maybe he has coronavirus. I hope not. But he used to do updates on it, and one of the things was, in all the EV Nova storylines in the main game, you're this very special person. You affect the entire fate of the galaxy. But that's not super realistic, so he set out to make one where you're not special. You're just a guy running freight and dealing with more mundane things, which is a pretty cool idea, I think. And one of the things he mentioned was it gives you a chance to maybe interact with some of these Auroran houses that you don't usually interact with. So, chief among them, Vela. That being said, I don't particularly... 1, 2, 3, 4... I don't particularly know if it's going to be seen through to fruition. It's one of those things where someone starts a project, they're really into it at the start, and maybe it kind of winds down, because, I haven't seen much update on it, which is a little bit disappointing. But understandable. We've all been there. If it comes out, I'll be pleasantly surprised. And I'll play it. Once we go through all 6 of the 6 of the EV Nova storylines, I'll dip my toes into doing some mods, maybe doing some... I would like to do some ship highlights, go through the various pros and cons of various ships, and really dive deep into this game. And of course, maybe I'll branch out and play some other games. Alright. I could play Arpia, which is the big I keep saying they're total conversion mods, they're not. It does kind of radically affect the storyline that you do, but I don't know what to call that. I'll call them a major mod. How about that? Yeah, Arpia 2 is this big major mod that was created by some of the original ATMOS team, and that could be a potential playthrough for the channel. That being said, I had played it, and I didn't particularly care for it. Maybe it was just the storyline that I chose. It has 3 separate storylines where you get to play either a diplomat, a warrior, or I think like a merchant or something. And I don't know. The writing was different. It was very clearly a different writer. And for a game like EV Nova, that actually makes a pretty sizable difference if you don't care for the writing style. Yeah, it just didn't feel the same. Don't let that knock you from trying it, though. There's some people who think it's fantastic. So, go and find out for yourself. Ooh, a listening post. We're so much larger than the listening post, it's almost comical. There we go. Get some artwork. If there's nothing else to do out here at wow, the very edge of Auroran space, why not make some artwork? Do some painting. Sounds pleasant enough to me. So we're going to jump down here, and we're trying to get there. So probably Heron is, once again, the place we want to jump into via the Hypergate. It'd be nice if there was a way to view your actual status with the various governments more granular than you can now. What you can do now is you can select the various systems on the map, and it will actually tell you you're standing within the system. But it uses, again, it's not very specific. So here we're a citizen, whereas in, say, Kippa, we're a not available, but it's red. It means they don't like us. In the Sol system of the Federation, we are a criminal. I mean, fair. We did raid them. Criminal. Good citizen. Yeah, it's just not very... It's not very specific, is my gripe about it. I am not going to refuel on Tekel, because I'd rather, if we have to stop and refuel anyway, do so on Heron, to maybe get that story trigger to fire. I kind of want to pick this up, because if this spawns pirates in the main Auroran system, we'll blow them up. It does not. And hey, we'll get 75,000 credits for being a good Samaritan. But I wish it spawned pirates. The triphammers are a mighty sight to behold. Alright. I didn't stop to refuel. Brilliant. Well, we can stop here, but we have failed the mission anyway, due to the time limit expiring. Ah well. What can you do? Later raid on the Moash. Ooh, we could do that. The Moashi Mundakar has called a meeting of his veteran warriors on Moash. How do you feel about leading a raid? I feel great about it. I will be placing you in charge of a few young warriors who, like you, are trying to make a name for themselves. Make a name for themselves? I'm the Thurok here. Okay. Head over to Moash and embarrass the Moash house by either killing their veteran warriors or forcing them to run away in fear. Will do. Sorry, random passengers I picked up on a derelict. You're going to get a little bit more excitement than you bargained for. So we got a little bit of fleet of abominations here. That's kind of fun. Kind of what I was asking for earlier with using the wolf pack. But this is probably an early game mission. It strikes me as such. That being said, it's still fun. I'm going to go down to regular speed instead of 2x. That's done via pressing caps lock for those who don't know. And engage. Oops. I did not actually tell them to attack. Classic mistake. Well, don't worry. I've lulled them into a false sense of security by taking rad damage. I don't know what they just said in the little... There but dust. In the little voice... I wonder if that's supposed to be spoken Auroran. That'd be pretty cool. I didn't think they made their own language for this. Oh no, they're saying they are but dust with an accent. I got a little bit excited there as something of a... as someone who appreciates a good constructed language. Like, you know, Klingon or what have you. Oh well. Supposedly the Aurorans do speak a separate language than the Federation. It's mentioned a couple times throughout the story, and I pointed out when it is mentioned later. But I don't know if we ever actually get an example of it, besides the various names. You and your fellow warriors greet each other with gleeful bear hugs and a lot of shouting. After you all celebrate each other's kills, you laugh at the ineptitude of the alleged Moashi veterans. You quietly head off to find the dockmaster to see if you're going to be recompensed for your services. He praises you heartily when you enter his office and pays you the sum of 25,000 credits for your efforts. Wow, that is not a lot. Okay. Well, I don't need a lot. I guess we'll go and bring those stranded people to their destination. I don't know where that actually is. Is it in the Auroran Empire? Or am I going to get to go to the Federation? I'm going to get to go to the Federation. This may be our inn. It's in the Cirrus system. Okay, yeah, I can work with this. Oh, I appear to have... Oh, the map is having a problem. I've never had that happen before. First time for everything. So this may be our saving grace. We just have to hope that the Cirrus system has a mission BBS. Must not blow up destroyer. Federation destroyers are terrible. They are a really pretty awful ship. Not in terms of invokes terror, in terms of they're not good. I once captured one for fun and played as it. It handles like a shopping cart full of rocks, and really there are a lot of other ships that do what it tries to do way better. It tries to be a missile platform, doesn't really do very well at it. Okay, excellent. Yes, we can get UN shipping deliveries in the Federation. That is exactly what we want. We'll try to get ones that are actually doable, you know, ideally. We have to consider that we are a pretty heavy ship, and that does impact transit time between systems. So it's May 11th, as you see in the lower corner, and now it is May 14th. Thankfully, we can enter into the Hypergate system, which takes no time between jumps. But there are some cases where there's kind of like isolated branches that don't have a convenient Hypergate access point, and for those we might run into some issues. But as long as we're careful about the missions we pick, we should be just fine. Ideally, having a mission that terminates on Viking here in the Tichel system will be great, because that means I could get at least some pirate upgrades. Oh, the issue with being too feared for my own good. Sigma shipyards, that's what I want. That's really what I want. So that one is in Space Stock 4, and this one's going to Cirrus in the Rakhar system. We're going to stop in Space Dock 4, just because that is on the way when one considers the Hypergate routing. Plus, then we can land on Earth, which was the whole point. The rebels in the Federation are fighting, and they seem all too unconcerned that the Thorokir of a major Auroran house is right under their nose. But hey, suspension of disbelief. If I were to write a mod for this game, though, it would probably make it so if you're disliked in a system, the ruling government ships of that system would attack you. That would just make more sense, I think. But hey, suspension of disbelief. I don't bother to read the Sigma Shipyards fluff there. I apologize if you wanted to see that, but feel free to go back and pause it. We read it plenty of times in past missions and past campaigns. It's really just you unpack your stuff and they say, here's some credits. Alright, so we've gotten our tune-up. You can see that we get a little bit of extra juice as a result. I assure you the juice is worth the squeeze. You can see the maneuverability is increased. I think I got the right one for that to be true. I think I got the engine tune-up. If I didn't, just ignore me. Engine tune-up. That does increase turn speed. Can you get missions from this station? Time limit exceeded. Oh well. We got what we wanted, mostly, which was Sigma upgrades. And we got the two big ones, truth be told. There's also the, let's see, mount refitting, where you can fit more turrets on. And there is the just flat out increases your space by 5 tons. We got the two that actually matter for us, which is the engine tune-up and the electrical rewiring. So I'm going to call that a win. And let's go back to Heron and celebrate our victory. The one thing we do need that we haven't got yet is horizontal thrust, which I think you can occasionally get at the Wild Geese planet, so we're going to make a quick trip down there. Thankfully, they are still friendly to us because they have a historically good relation with House Heron, and hopefully we can pick up this last piece to the puzzle. Eventually we'll get the next mission, I promise. If need be, I might even take some time in between episodes and make sure that we do, because I don't think it behooves anyone to watch you know, to just see me hanging around. I know I said that kind of defeats the purpose of the game. It doesn't show the true way the game happens, but for the sake of getting this wrapped up in, hopefully, 10 episodes or so. I think this is episode 9 with the current numbering. Hopefully that will be conducive to that. I just don't know why it's taken so long. It seems like it always gets hung up on this one, as I said, so I'll make an exception. Come on, cross your fingers. Nope. Occasionally you can do this and just land and take off again, but sometimes they require you to actually leave the system. Either way, we are roughly at half an hour, so I think that is a decent place to call it good. We finally saw through the side mission to its culmination and now have in our possession one of the coolest ships in the game. So if nothing else, having the Aurora Thunderforge is pretty satisfying. We have tricked it out with all of the various essentials, as far as I'm concerned, and now we are a fearsome sight to behold. And just, for the fun of it, here are all of our accolades. I forgot that we actually did the bounty hunter stuff, but I guess we never got super far in it. Either way, thank you for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. Please tune in next time for hopefully the culmination of the Auroran storyline. All right. Have a good one.